Here we are with the sub question 9 of question 5. The question is in front of you and great. The little toughness of the question is been increased, but if you get the first push, definitely you can reach the end easily. And that first push is nothing but the utilizing identity in the numerator of LHS, because here numerator is tan cube alpha minus 1, that is nothing but a cube minus b cube, right? So let's begin with it. Here it is our LHS, and here it is that formula: a cube minus b cube equals to a minus b. Second bracket consists a square minus a square plus ab plus b square, right? And if you compare the terms, our a is nothing but tan alpha and b is nothing but 1. So carefully, cautiously replace the value, we replace the terms, and we get tan alpha minus 1 bracket close, and second bracket tan square alpha plus tan alpha plus 1. Okay, now observe the numerator and denominator. You can say that this tan alpha minus 1 and tan alpha minus 1 can be cancelled out. Okay, and this tan square alpha plus 1 is nothing but the famous identity, the basic identity of the trigonometry, correct? 1 plus tan square alpha equal to sec square alpha, and that's it. We got two clues. Okay, so here we are with the next step. We'll cancel it out and further we'll utilize identity, right? Identity is 1 plus tan square alpha equal to sec square alpha, and if we utilize it, wow, that is what the RHS is, and bullseye, you can say. This is what the RHS, and I don't think so that you have any problem in this sum. So stay happy, stay cool. Here we are with the last question of your question number 5 series. The question is little tough. The toughness says that if you observe the LHS, you will come to know that we have sin alpha, cos alpha 1, again sin alpha, cos alpha 1. And if you remember my lectures of 6.1, I explained to you that this is a particular pattern followed only in the sum, in which we have to begin the sum with the identity, if you remember. Okay, if not, you are free to go there and watch it again. And if you observe the RHS, you will come to know we have sec alpha, tan alpha, that we do not want because we have only sin and cos in the LHS. So this is a special sum, because in this sum we will not begin with LHS and end on RHS. This is the sum in which we will solve RHS separately, LHS separately, and they both will result in the same answer. Okay, so let's begin with the RHS first. RHS is nothing but 1 upon sec alpha minus tan alpha. Okay, now as we require only sin and cos in the LHS, we will turn this sec alpha and tan alpha into cos and sin upon cos. Okay, and you know the trigonometric relation for it, right? Now observe the denominators over here. You will come to know that both the denominators are same, so I can utilize it as a common denominator for both the fraction. And here we are with that method. Now it is important to focus, because I'm going to teach you a simple mathematics that will help you to solve this sum. If you observe the sum, the pattern of the sum is a upon b upon c upon d, correct? Fraction upon fraction. Here b is not given to us, b is not there, but sir had told you we always move denominator to the numerator of the other fraction. So d means you are nothing but cos alpha will be moved to a, and b, which is not there actually, should have been shifted to c in the product. So presently cos alpha must be written with 1 in the multiplication according to our method. Okay, so I hope I made it very clear to you what is to be done and what is to be not. So as our method, cos alpha will be written with the 1 in the numerator in the product form, and we are left with cos alpha in the numerator, and in the denominator we have 1 minus sin alpha. So we can say that at least we have got cos and sin in the RHS, right? Now let's focus on our LHS. the way I told you, LHS is a special pattern of the sum. Both the terms in actually in this pattern we have total 6 terms in the question, okay, and those all the terms are nothing but from the identity itself. So sine and cos are in the identity, right, and even 1 is the result of that identity. So only those terms are utilized. This is the clue to identify this type of sum. So we begin with the identity is written. Now observe what we have in the RHS here. Okay, we have cos alpha as a single term in the numerator, right? So we have to make this cos alpha alone, and we have to shift this sine square alpha towards the 1, because we want only cos alpha in the numerator. Okay, clear the step? I hope I made it very clear to you. So let's begin. Shift that sine square alpha towards the 1, we get 1 minus sine square alpha, and same step, cos square alpha can be written as cos alpha into cos alpha, and 1 minus sine square alpha is nothing but the condensed form of a plus b, a minus b, famous identity. So I have written it 1 minus sine alpha into 1 plus sine alpha. Now if you observe the RHS over here, what we got, we require 1 minus sine alpha in the denominator, correct? 1 minus sine alpha in the denominator. So this 1 minus sine alpha will be shifted to cos alpha on the LHS, and cos alpha from the LHS will be turned to in the denominator of 1 plus sine alpha. Okay, this is the normal mathematics, simple mathematics, my dears. And if you have any problem in this, you can ask me anytime without any shyness in the comment section below. Here we are, the way we have thought cos, and now observe over here, cos alpha upon 1 minus sine alpha, again cos alpha upon 1 minus sine alpha, and this is what we needed. This is our first step of our action plan, okay, you can say, for the LHS. So as we have got cos alpha upon 1 minus sine alpha, now I will try to prove the original LHS that we have in the question, okay. And the way I taught you, once we reach this step, we have to utilize theorem on equal ratio. If you remember that sum, last sum of 6.1. And how to guess the operation, that is the main part now. Okay, to guess the operation, observe the LHS, okay, and observe the main term that we require over here. What is that main term? Cos alpha. Okay, single-handedly cos alpha. Okay, the one which is alone. Now try to see which is the operation or which is the sign of the cos alpha in the LHS of the question. If you observe, cos alpha is given in the negative sign. That means if it is in negative sign, that is the hint or that is the clue. Okay, and what does that clue says? We have to subtract this full term. Which one? The first one from the second one, and only then we can get the sign, and that is written over here down in front of you. I have written 1 plus sine alpha, this fraction first, just a sec, this fraction first, and then I have written this fraction after the negative sign, and that is what we need to observe carefully. Okay, and once we have written, after that, if you observe in the denominator, outside the bracket minus sign is there, so all the sign inside the bracket will be turned. Okay, that one will go, one will get negative sign, and minus sine alpha will get positive sign, and I think everybody knows this, correct? So as a result, we have cos alpha equals the left term, the LHS of this theorem on equal ratio will be written the same term, right? And this is also important, as we require, if you observe this RHS, correct, same term you have to write as a LHS of theorem on equal ratio. That is also the important part that you should not forget. Okay, how to get this sign I explained you. You have to observe the original LHS in the question and check that what is our single term cos alpha, what is the sign of cos alpha in that LHS, and from that only we get the clue. And once you give the operation correctly, placement of the terms correctly, then operate it on. If it is minus, then change the sign and observe the LHS again and rearrange the terms as per the LHS. So in this step I have not done anything, just to rearrange according to original LHS of the question. Okay, just rearrangement. And now we have reached the final part of our answer. If you observe, our RH is equals to cos alpha upon 1 minus sin alpha, and we have proved that this cos alpha upon 1 minus sin alpha is nothing but the LHS of the question. Correct? These three terms, this is the sequence that we have proved, right? And that is what we needed. RHS, answer of RHS and what we proved in the LHS are one and the same thing, and that is why we can write all these term equals to cos alpha upon 1 minus sin alpha, and that is what we needed to prove, and hence we can say LHS equal to RHS. I hope I made this sum very clear to you. If you have any doubt, don't forget to ask in the comment section or anytime, whenever you observe the sum or see the video. Take care, yes.